The Grand Valley Auto Sports Desk, sponsored by Grand Valley Auto.
And we're back with more Grand Valley Auto Sports Desk Final Whistle edition. We're still sorting out which one of those are going to come first. We're working on it. But we do have a lot to go through here on the Western Slope and some Colorado Pro teams, as well as the last couple basketball games, college basketball games, that is, of the season down in San Antonio. We'll get back to brackets going up in smoke. If you're anything like me, your final gambit to maybe do some damage in your bracket pool fell flat. But enough about me and me venting. Let's get things started with some Colorado Mesa baseball. The Mavs baseball team has been tearing through the RMAC en route to what they hope is their 13th consecutive regular season championship. And they would look to add 2 more wins to that winning streak in games 2 and 3 of their series, taking on Adams State. After game 1, where the Mavs scored 16 en route to the 16-3 run rule of victory before the late innings, the Mavericks already had a pair of 2-run homers under their belts today, off the bats of Declan Wiesner and Kobe Felix. And 4 shutout innings from the Mavericks starter Sage Ferguson, who turned in his second win of the season, as the Mavs score a combined 31 runs through the first half of this series, of this 4-game series. 15-5 is your final from game 1. We're going to join game 2 of the day, 3 of the series early on. The Mavericks have already picked up where they left off. Double digits on the board yet again, 10-2, and looking for more with runners on. The Maverick shortstop, Kennedy Hara. He's going to get a hold of a pitch here, and he's actually going to go the opposite way the righty does. I'm going to be honest, off the bat, I thought that ball was going to land before the warning track, maybe rattle around for a double, but it just kept going and going and gone. 2-run blast, and the Mavs go from having double-digit runs on the board, that is, to being up double-digit runs. A lot of big numbers getting thrown around here. Number 3's third homer of the season, 12-2. But you don't rattle off as many wins in a row as the Mavs have without being fundamental in all sorts of ways. After getting on base, Paul Schoenfield turns a walk into a free 180, making it all the way to third on back-to-back steals. And the Mavericks capitalize on it quickly. Cameron Cartwright would bring him home. Good things happen when you put a ball in play. This is a deep fly to left. It looked like the Grizzly outfielder was on it, but no, the ball is dropped, and a pair of runners would make it around to score. Cartwright makes it all the way around to second, gives the thumbs up, and everything. The Maverick machine is not slowing down for anyone. Mavs keep on chugging with a 20-2 win and make it 12 RMAC wins in a row. The Mavericks had scored 51 runs through 3 games of this series and will look to make it more outlandish in the series finale Sunday at noon. All right, let's get some high school results that have come across the desk. A couple of teams had some pretty good days on the baseball diamond. Cedar Edge, Delta, Grand Junction, all coming away with wins. You can see those up on your screen now, but no one had a better day than the Rifle Bears, who pick up not 1 but 2 wins on their way to sweeping Steamboat Springs. A couple of good wins on the lacrosse field as well. Grand Junction has a pretty strong victory over Durango. The Tigers shut out Durango in the first quarter in what wound up being a 16-8 win. Montrose, meanwhile, a little bit different style. They escape with a 13-12 win. A couple of shutouts on the soccer pitch as well, with the Rifle girls beating Grand Valley. And the Delta Panthers girls soccer team, they just cannot be stopped right now. They've played 7 games, and they've won 7 games so far this season, and 4 of those were shutouts, including today. When we return, we're going to check in on the Avs and Rockies. Don't go anywhere. All right, now let's check in on a pair of Colorado Pro teams. Before we get into the Rockies, we did have a lot of baseball off at the top of the show. Let's check in on the Colorado Avalanche, who are surging at the right time of the season, getting close to the playoffs. They locked up a playoff bid, but they would now take on the hottest team in the NHL in the St. Louis Blues, who would rattle off 11 wins in a row entering play today. Well, the Avs became the latest to fall to the St. Louis Blues as the Blues extend their franchise-best winning streak and longest streak in the NHL this season to 12, as the Avs lose 5-4 despite a late comeback bid. Despite goals from Russ Colton, Miles Wood, Nathan McKinnon, and Sam Malinsky, the Avs still fall in this one, like we said, 5-4. As for the Rockies, depending on when you were watching this game actually just wrapped up. The Rockies are still searching for their second win of the year and first win of the year at Coors Field. They just fell to the Athletics 7-4. However, they did turn a triple play, so be sure to check that out online. There is some good news for the Rockies, and that's that they've announced that the team's top prospect, Chase Dollander, will be heading to the big leagues to make his MLB debut tomorrow in the series finale against the A's. The Rockies drafted Chase Dollander with the 9th overall pick a couple years ago. Dollander blew through High A, Spokane, and Double A Hartford, a combined 169 strikeouts and 118 innings pitched, a strikeout artist, and almost made the big league club out of spring training. He's been called up after one start for the Triple A affiliate Albuquerque. At Sacramento, when he played, he recorded 5 strikeouts and 79 pitches in 4 innings. And while the Rockies have stumbled out of the gates this season, the good news is the pressure is not on Dollander to corral the starting rotation. Former Tennessee Volunteers standout, that's his alma mater that we just showed you there, is joining a Rockies rotation that posted a combined 1.64 ERA entering play today, so they are very much not the issue. The Rockies are hoping Dollander joins a list of Tennessee Volunteers who have left their mark on Colorado sports, joining the likes of Peyton Manning and Rockies Hall of Famer Todd Helton, who, according to multiple reports, is planning on being in attendance for Dollander's debut. We need to toss to break, but when we return, we're going to take a look at the latest on the bracket one final time ahead of the championship game Monday. All right, we're back with the bracket one last time for March. I'm going to miss this big touchboard behind us. We are going to have to put it away for the year after this. This is our final show before the national championship on Monday, and this is where I've kind of stayed away from giving out my exact picks. I was actually very close in my own personal bracket to nailing the national championship. Depending on the time you're watching this, we don't know the matchup yet. We're an hour behind depending on when you're watching it. You're going to see the previously recorded guy. I actually think it's up here. But game one of the day, Florida does it again. We have another comeback bid from the Gators. This team just closes in March, like almost no team I can remember in recent history. Despite Auburn leading for most of the game, the Gators get it done again, like we saw them do in multiple matchups down the stretch, including their matchup against Maryland, where again, they have a knack. This one they actually pulled away late. Let's actually hop back to Florida's region in the West over here. UConn, this was another one where they actually, again, you can see it's a close game. They have a knack for that. This game is still in progress right now. Depending on when you're watching this, you might know the results here. And again, I know I said I wasn't going to give my picks away here. Duke was actually who I have winning my bracket, so I might be in good shape. I unfortunately had them going up against Auburn, and because Auburn's out, I crunched the math in my own personal pool. I cannot catch the first place team by a single point when championship games are worth like 30. Tell me that's not a punch in the gut. So this game's still going on. Duke actually was out way ahead. Again, depending on when you're watching this, ignore this number. But they've gone pretty cold. Houston's coming down the stretch. Either way, we're going to get pretty much deservingly the two best teams in the tournament. Florida, so far, if I have to pick someone, and I don't like doing picks, I think Florida takes the whole thing down in San Antonio. Monday, we're going to wrap with the final whistle. Don't go anywhere. All right, bright and early tomorrow, 10:30 our time, you might want to check in on the Washington Capitals hockey team and Alex Ovechkin as the Grade 8 is trying to take down the Great One's record. Ovechkin tied Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record in a 5-3 Washington victory, and he might do it again tomorrow. He might break the record, so be sure to tune in and watch that. That's going to be it for